Hello everybody and welcome back to the Redmen TV. Yes, we are going to a final. We will be back in Wembley next month because Liverpool have just beaten Manchester City 3-2 in the semis, and what a game it was. What a first half in particular. Second half not so much, but you know what show it is. It's time to dive into your thoughts, your feelings on how that game panned out. So we will start with our YouTube members over in the comments. And Andy App says, think of the best action thriller you've ever watched and then forget it because Liverpool top it week in, week out. FA Cup finalists, that quad is coming home. Yes, I feel like there's more chance of the quad coming home than, football's ever coming home from an England perspective. But I love that level of energy as well because, we are blockbuster, action-packed, kind of Super Avengers, crossover movie scale good at this moment in time. It is ridiculous. So I am really looking forward to... We can even now start penciling and looking forward to May because there's already one big final in there and we know that the end of the Premier League is going to be epic. The Red Guy 8 says, geez, I was shitting myself at the end. I started to hate the second half with a burning passion. Michael Oliver was doing us no favours, but we fought and we won again. The best players today were Mane, Thiago and Canate. Great comment there. I think you've highlighted some really star-studded players there as well that had a really good game. Nandan says Thiago was immense in controlling the tempo. Luis Diaz was fabulous. What a player with some love heart. Andy App also comes back and said, did Luis send anybody else fucking loco today? Yeah, the movements. He's just got too much sauce. Like, his confidence on the ball and his willingness. What I was most impressed with from today, his performance-wise, was his willingness to get back and the pace in which he does it. It was absolutely frightening. He didn't give those City attackers a minute's space or time, and they had the ball going the other way. So I thought that was really impressive because he doesn't, he's a workhorse for the team. Ben Pryor says, wow, what a roller coaster. Midfield 3 and 2 centre-backs bossed it at the first half. Unbelievable performance levels. Thiago was my man of the match. He dictated the whole game. His passing is just a joke, and defensively he was very, very solid. Yeah, he was. Couple more comments there. Tristan Bauer says, brilliant performance from the Reds. However, it worries me that we go 3-1 up against Benfica and it finishes 3-3 and we let a similar lead slip today. Does it concern you? The Benfica game was a little bit of an anomaly just based on the amount of changes that were made, but obviously it is concerning that, it was a concern at the time that we allowed them back into the game and didn't shut it out better. This game, again, I think Ross summed it up perfectly. You're never going to go a full 90 minutes where you are on top of City and you just got too much for them. You're going to expect City to create chances, but I think they only really did create those two that he was clinical with, but they are going to create some chances and you're either going to hope that they miss, and that, to be fair, that Jesus one as well that he missed was a big chance, but you're hoping that they miss, where when they score those chances, you just hope that you've done enough in your space of time when you have had the dominance that you've taken the game away from City. And I think the third goal was crucial for us to be able to do that today. I think that was the final nail in the coffin when the third one went in. I think Pep looked at his options, his bench in the game, and he just said, you know what, we're just going to have to hold the L on this because I can't see us getting 3 goals. If we do get 3 goals, I don't particularly want us to be going to extra time. FPL Skills says, the first half we blew them away. It was one of our best performances from us this season. Yet they made us a little bit nervy, but we were brilliant. Virgil, Mane, superb. Nandan, is City too dependent on De Bruyne? I don't think they're too dependent on De Bruyne because, Mahrez comes on, he gets an assist. He didn't start today, but pops up with the assist. You've got the likes of Sterling, Foden can play well. I think obviously De Bruyne for them is their talisman. He is their go-to. He can create big moments for them, and keeping him fit, it will be a game changer in terms of the end of the season that they hope to have. I think in Pep's mind at the minute, he might be looking at this thinking to Klopp, yeah, you won the battle, but I'm going to win the war. And in Klopp's mind, I think Klopp will be hoping that this is the beginning of the end of where City's season is, and from here on out they might just capitulate. Gareth Baird says Salah just needs to get 1 goal and he'll be back to his best. Liverpool love making me feel like I'm going to have a heart attack, but come on, you Reds, never walk alone. Yeah, absolutely. If I head over to our Twitter now to see what the Twitter feed is saying, we should have some comments here as well. It was Russell Botherell that says, great game of football. Sadio and Diaz were unplayable in the first half. Fernandinho should have had 2 yellows, and Konate is an absolute beast. Yeah, he is. And for such a young centre-half as well, 3 goals in 3 games, he's really stepped it up. But not only in the opposition's box, but in our area as well, in his defensive work. He's been so good. Like, so composed, so combative on the ball. He is prepared to put his body about, and he doesn't shy away. I think it was Mane that gets crunched by Fernandinho, and he just barges over. Keita gets a little push, and he's first in there to be like, look, I'll sort this out, boys, I've got yous. And you just love that. I think that was a nice little add to the game. They felt like there was a little bit more heat in this game than there was on the game on Sunday, but the stakes ultimately were higher because this was going to lead one of these 2 teams to a final. Daniel Oscar Buttery says, we shouldn't have let them back in the game, but come on, you Reds. Yeah, potentially we shouldn't have. I think my criticism in terms of that was, I think City were always good for a goal. Ross asked me my second half predictions. I said it was going to finish 5-1 because I always fancied City to pull one back at some point. The one area I was disappointed in was the fact that we enabled them to get an early goal, because I think for me that was probably the most worrying period, what happens afterwards. But I think we kind of controlled them, took the ball away from them again for a good 10-15 minutes, and I think at that point then I was pretty composed. I think, yeah, we're going to go through here because they're not going to score another 2 goals in 20 or 25 minutes. We've beaten the champions again. Oscar saying we're taking over from City. Yes, we have. Shauna 31 says, panic attack in the last few minutes, my heart was in my mouth. Was it really that nervy? I didn't feel it. I don't even think Ross felt it in the studio. Let us know in the comments if you did think those last 10 minutes were nervy for you wherever you was watching it. I felt composed enough to be quietly confident that we was just going to see it through. I think at that point it's all about, like, let's not make a mistake. And I know ultimately they do get in again, and I think there was the overlap on that left-hand side. Robbo was outnumbered 2-1, and he split between the running in the middle and the one that was running on the outside of him. But, I think it's unlucky that Alisson's save takes the ball right into Bernardo's path, and he gets it open goal, essentially, to finish it off in. I wasn't nervy, maybe the last 40 seconds when, if they just pump it and get it into the box, but that's not really City's game plan, is it? Sharon Kennedy says, bloody brilliant first half, got to keep focus for the whole 90 though and finish teams off. I think we did finish them off in the first half though, Sharon, if I'm honest with you. I think we had finished them off to the point where they felt like, or maybe from a Pep strategical point of view, felt like there's no point bringing on the Rodris, there's no point bringing on the Gundogan's or the De Bruyne's. I'm literally just going to wait it out and see what these lads can do. And if I feel like there's anything to gain in the last 10-15 minutes, I'll throw Mahrez on and see if we can pop up with another one. And I think that was his game plan, really. There was not a great deal else that went their way. Yeah, we do have to be able to have a good 90 minutes where we stay switched on. But again, the results have been the most important thing the last couple of weeks. And again, it's just another bit of evidence to demonstrate that we are in pole position when it comes to making sure that we get results in our favour. We're going to play good enough to get across the line more often than not. And Harper Ward says that the quadruple is still on. I wouldn't say is still on. I would now officially say it's on. I am daring to dream that we can actually win the quadruple. I remember years ago there was a spin of PR around Liverpool where I don't know if it was when we had our Warrior kits or whatever it was, but it was like, to dare is to dream. And it was so much spin at the time because we was fucking shit. Apart from that 13-14 season where we was really good, we was really shit still and mediocre. And it was like, to dare to dream for what? Like, the day that we finally lift the Premier League, yeah, I've been dreaming of that my whole fucking life. Now we're in a position where we're daring to dream about winning the fucking quad and completing footy. Like, no fan base can chat to us if we complete the quad. And it doesn't mean we have to be overly arrogant and rub it in their faces, but they just can't chat to us. They can't say it with chest. They can't say it with any vim. They just have to hold the fact that Liverpool are the greatest, and I am here for it daily. So while it is now on, yeah, you'll see a lot of people talking about it more and more. Richard Smith says, control the game for large periods. Considering Oliver bottled it straight away with the red card defence, we deserve to win today. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I think when I look back at it, I know he comes in with a lot of speed and it came out of nowhere on that Mane tackle from Fernandinho. I think he could have had 2 yellows. I think he could have definitely had one in the first half that he doesn't get. And then obviously the one for Mane. I do think it was a yellow card though, because his feet are angled towards the ground. They're not angled up, where they would look more like reckless, and if that makes sense. So I think from that perspective, I genuinely thought he was just going to get a yellow. But I can understand, the frustration that he wasn't sent off, because I think in the course of the game, he did commit quite a few fouls. Dazza says, we ever going to win a big game without shattering everyone's nerves to pieces? Mate, it's not what we do. It's not the style. Like, I feel like we are crack addicts at this point, or addicted to other whatever vices. But that is part and parcel of the fix that we get by being Liverpool fans. It is that adrenaline of being like, shit, we're the underdogs, or we don't deserve to win, but we do it in the last dying minutes or whatever it is, and we pull it out of the bag. They're the moments that just keep bringing us back, because we want that. If it was a breeze and if we were City good and breezing past teams, that's why fucking none of them travelled to fucking Wembley, because they thought it was a foregone conclusion that they was going to a final. I'll go to Wembley for the final. Don't need to go to a semi. Well, you've missed your fucking chance now, haven't you? Because you haven't been to Wembley all season. Oh, well, no, all right. The Community Shield. All right, cool. Yeah. Whatever. So, lucky Henderson was too slow when he came on. Mane is having some season, Ballon d'Or winner in the making. I thought that originally said Henderson slowed it down when he first came on, which was why I liked it. But reading it back, it's not what I originally thought. I don't think Henderson played that bad, to be honest. I think I was quite glad when the Henderson substitution came on. It seemed to make sense for all the reasons we was talking about in the watch-along. You want someone to be able to come on and bark instructions, shout, have a little bit of intensity, still get stuck in, fresh legs, all of those things. So I don't particularly think Henderson did a bad job when he came on. But yeah, I completely agree with your second half statement in terms of Mane's having some season without being electric in front of goal. I think is overall what he's doing for his team, club and country, really does deserve special recognition, because he's been phenomenal. He's been an example. He's stepped up with big goals as well. He's scoring, a good number of goals. He's creating chances. I just think a lot of people rip Mane off at the start of this season, but I think a lot of people are eating the words now. Let's put it that way. And if I head back over to our YouTube comments, thank you for everyone getting involved on Twitter as well. I do appreciate it. We've got Decorators Forum UK. I don't know if anyone's mentioned this already, but we're on for the quad here, lads. PS City are shit. Yes, we have mentioned it, and we will be mentioning it plenty more. Make sure that you stick around, because we've still got quite a bit of post-match content to do as well. After this, Ross will be back in front of the board, not damaging his hamstring, but he will be going through his player ratings. Again, we said at the beginning of the game, if we perform against City today, it's going to have to be 7s or 8s. So I think there's going to be quite high marks being gifted out to the Liverpool lads today in the substitutes. But yeah, as always, stick around, help him out, get involved in the comments, send some love, and let him know your thoughts on who was your man of the match as well. I think it's going to be a toss-up between a couple of players, to be honest. Tristan Bauer says, brilliant performance from the Reds. However, I've read that one, it worries him. Where are we now? Ooh, Liverpool never make things easy, but let's hope Palace win tomorrow. Yeah, we can now put our feet up and get comfortable and see who we're going to play in the final. And I think that's it. I think, from the other side of the draw, none of them would have wanted to play us or City, but I think we're the one at the moment that's just on that form. Chelsea have already lost the final to us once this season. Would they want to try and avenge it? Either way, I still think they'll probably be a bit shitting themselves, the fact that they're coming up against us, and Palace will probably just see it as a nice day out. So yes, let's get Palace tomorrow. Barbara Fleckenstein, hello, welcome as a first team member. Lovely to have you here. Lovely. Thank you very much for sticking around and watching the post-match content. It's Crossbow with the £1.79. Thank you very much for your super chat. Sadio Mane, what a man. Let's go get that quadruple. Yes. I think if Liverpool get the quadruple, I think clubs need to bring the quad vods back, because they're going to go down so fucking well. I don't even like vodka like that no more, but quad vods will definitely be a thing again, because Liverpool have won the quad, so I am here for it. Gareth Baird, in other news, United won a match. Arsed, really. Like, long time coming. John Hawkins with £2 super chat. Again, thank you very much for that. Big up for yourself. I think I'm in love with Thiago Alcantara. You and about fucking 150,000 Reds, because he was absolutely sourcing today. The way he moves the ball, the way he gets the ball and receives it, and just shimmy, and just moves, shala la la, all of that, whatever he does, he's just got too much horse. I am way too happy right now. I'm just rambling on. I will wrap this up, because I know Ross is eagerly waiting to get those player ratings divvied out. Patrick says, not going to lie, the last 2 minutes of the game, my heart rate went above 90. Got an Apple Watch or one of them to just tell you. It just started beeping. And Nick Garcia says, I'm becoming concerned about Mo's performances. Now is his head elsewhere? I don't think his head's elsewhere. I just think I think more than the individual accolades, the team accolades are now starting to take precedence, and that's showing in his performances. He's setting up a few assists, his work rate, he's defending more. I think he's trying to strip back the selfishness that he's been labelled with throughout the season, because now there are real tangible things that he could go on to win. There was that picture of him and him and Mane after the AFCON, where they both looked at each other and he was having that word in each other's ear. And I think it was Mane saying to him, mate, we're going to win more. Like, we are going to win more this season. Like, I know that you're gutted about Egypt, but we are going to win more. And I think that's been where his thinking's probably been at. That's just from the outside looking in. I don't know Mo Salah. Mo Salah doesn't fucking know me. So I could just be, again, just rambling on. But we've got Danny Hartley-Smith. Thank you, Danny. I love you too, girl. Thank you for modding up the chats as well, as always, on the buttons there. And big up to Joe in the producer's room as well. Again, guys, we can breathe finally. A collective breathe there. Loved what we did in memory of the Hillsborough in the 97 as well today. I think that was really special touch. Fucking dicks, some of those City fans, but, you know, that we can't control the knobheads in their side of the ground. I think it was really special that we went out and performed today. Thank everybody for tuning in and watching the watch-alongs as well, giving that positive energy in the chat. We absolutely loved that. And again, we'll be live in a couple of minutes with Ross doing his player ratings, and then shortly after that, we'll be doing the instant match reaction. But from me today, thank you very much for sticking around. Thank you for giving me the energy and the vibes to make me feel that we was going to beat this City team, and we did. Liverpool are going to Wembley again. See you later.
Thank you so much for watching the video. If you would like to, check out redmenplus.com, our Liverpool streaming service and bonus content site that gives you more Redmen TV studio shows and documentaries, features and interviews, as well as a whole lot of podcast content as well. Head to redmenplus.com by clicking the button, go and subscribe, and yeah, fill your boots on amazing Liverpool content.